This is Apple Valley News Now Prime Time, on your side.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Jill Sperling. Cities and counties across the country that allow virtual public comment over Zoom are getting hit by what they're calling Zoom bombers. But in the past 2 months, more than a half dozen local governments in Washington state have been targeted, including the city of Ellensburg. Apple Valley News Now's Emily Goodell spoke to the mayor about what happened and what advice is out there for local governments about their options to respond.
What happens when online participants who don't live in the community sign up for public comment using fake names and use that time to spew racist slurs or anti-Semitic rhetoric? Sometimes they get shut off, like at a Kenmore City Council meeting on October 9th.
Why do they worship
Please remove
Satan?
this man from the meeting.
I have a First Amendment right to free speech.
Sometimes officials reluctantly allow them their time, like at the Bremerton City Council meeting on October 18th.
I have to let people have their 3 minutes unless they're actively trying to disrupt the meeting, as uncomfortable as it is sometimes.
And sometimes officials call it out, like at King County Council's Law, Justice, Health, and Human Services Committee meeting on October 3rd.
I'm really sorry to all the people who had to listen to all these just terrible comments from people infiltrating our public comment portion.
It's also happened in Port Angeles, Blaine, Whatcom County, and now is something that happened right here in the city of Ellensburg at a council meeting on November 6th. And when I spoke to the mayor, she said they did the very best they could to respond in the moment, but it definitely wasn't something that they were prepared for.
They began with some racist slurs. There was some profanity. And we were caught off guard.
You're out of line, Mr. Metzger.
It's free speech.
No.
Yes, it is. Hate speech is free speech.
We had a room full of people and they were just pretty aghast at what was being said, and no. We were able to mute them, but not before I had to process what our rules were and where the line was.
They fell back on a rule that says commenters have to be speaking on city business and use that to cut them off.
Allowing it to go as far as it did in no way means that we condone that. It is truly just trying to protect the city from a lawsuit by drawing the line too far on one side.
But they're still not clear on what other options they had in that moment.
What's over that line? What is disruptive mean versus how far can we push free speech?
The Municipal Research and Services Center, or MRSC, a nonprofit that provides legal and policy guidance for local governments in Washington state, recently published a guide for addressing racist and anti-Semitic public comment at meetings. In it, they say, quote, "The sad truth is that local governments may not be able to guarantee that hate speech will not occur during public comment, but there are measures that can be taken to make it less easy to espouse hate. 1. Eliminate remote public comment entirely. 2. Limit public comment to just the items on the agenda. Or 3. Take extra steps to verify the identity of speakers commenting remotely." The mayor says number 3 didn't work for them because the commenters gave fake names and addresses when they signed up to comment. But the city is weighing other options, including the first 2 in that list.
We'll just have to weigh the infringing on our access and openness versus protecting people from having to listen to uncomfortable and obnoxious people.
The mayor recommends other local governments take this as a sign to make sure they have a plan in place to respond to a situation like this one, in case they end up targeted next. In Ellensburg, Emily Goodell, Apple Valley News Now.
The Ellensburg City Council will be discussing their options at the upcoming council meeting at 7 p.m. on Monday, the 20th. West Richland police are investigating what they're calling a drive-by shooting that happened on Myers Street in the Desert View community, just off West Van Giesen Street. Police say one person was taken to the hospital and they have not said why or what the motive in the shooting might have been. We'll update you on our website, applevalleynewsnow.com, when we learn more. The Washington State Patrol is investigating after 2 people died in a head-on crash near Benton City Sunday. Authorities say the crash happened on I-82 about 3 miles east of Benton City just before 2:30 in the morning. 20-year-old Taj Sohi of Kennewick and 76-year-old David Clark of Prosser died. 2 others in another vehicle were hurt and taken to a nearby hospital. Another driver involved in the crash wasn't hurt, but was arrested for DUI. A warning tonight from Yakima police. Officers say watch out for the devices shown on your screen. They're called caltrops, 2-inch long, sharp, multi-sided objects. Police say they've flattened tires near West Chestnut Avenue and 66th Avenue. Officers ask that you watch out and report any damage or suspicious activity if you see any. Well, we started out with some rainy and cloudy conditions, but many of us ended up with a little sunshine. Can we expect it to stick around for the week? Stacey Lee joins us with your First Alert weather forecast.
Good question, Jill. And yes, we are going to have mainly sunny skies tomorrow, but this is the setup, that next system coming in mainly on the coast through the afternoon tomorrow. But as this trough moves more inland, we have a chance of showers beginning late tomorrow afternoon, evening into our Wednesday. So yeah, we'll have dry conditions and mostly sunny skies tomorrow. Let's take a look at our Dust Devil Sky Cam tonight. 38 degrees, clear skies. Most of those clouds have moved on out. Our winds are light at 6 miles per hour. Our sun sets so early at 4:26. Here's a look at our temperatures overnight. We'll drop down to 34 by 6, up close to 50 by the later hours tomorrow afternoon. In Yakima, those temperatures are going to drop down below freezing, looking for some widespread frost to develop late tonight and into tomorrow morning. So clearing overnight, those chilly lows in the Yakima and Kittitas Valley, widespread frost and more rain is coming our way midweek. I'll tell you all about it in your First Alert full weather forecast. Jill?
Thank you, Stacey. Today marks 1 year since the killings of 4 University of Idaho students in off-campus housing. Tonight, the university hosted a student-led vigil to remember the lives of Ethan Chapin, Xana Kernodle, Madison Mogan, and Kaylee Gonsalves. Reporter Allison Martinez says it's been a year of healing.
Driving through the town of Moscow, many things appear the same, but the people are forever changed. Today, small traces of the 4 students remain. The restaurant where Maddie Mogan and Xana Kernodle worked has a memorial dedicated to the students. For the classmates they left behind, the healing process has not been linear. Lane Harlan is a junior at the University of Idaho. He says the feelings of fear that were present a year ago have subsided.
Field now, the community has moved forward past that quite a bit, and you're going to see a lot more people walking around and just being more comfortable in the small community of Moscow that has always been historically extremely safe, and I think that's a good thing to return to.
The Moscow Police Department says they have always had a tight bond with their community. Last year's murders made that bond even tighter.
Even still today, I'll have random people stop me on the street and just say thank you for everything that we've done, and our other officers are having the same things.
Blaker says as the community continues to heal, it's important to remember the 4 lives that were lost and keep their legacies alive.
As you're coming in, just remember that this community is still healing. All we want to do is ask people to remember those 4 students, because that's what all of us are trying to do, is remember their lives and how their lives were taken, but remember them more importantly and their families who are still grieving.
The vigil was attended by friends and family of the students, as well as fellow classmates, staff, and faculty. You can find the vigil on AppleValleyNewsNow.com. Also making headlines across the Northwest, a teenager is in the hospital wounded in a shootout at what was advertised as a birthday party. A total of 6 people were shot in the house just south of Puyallup in western Washington. The owner says it was a vacation rental. No one has been arrested at this time. A crackdown on crimes against children. Operation Net Nanny in western Washington resulted in 15 arrests. The Washington State Patrol's Missing and Endangered Children Task Force led the operation. Its aim to capture suspects accused of attempted sexual abuse or exploitation of children. The initial operation took place at the end of October in Longview in southwest Washington. 4 more arrests took place last week in Renton. They included a person from Joint Base Lewis McChord and spanned from western Washington to a part of Okanogan County to Molalla, Oregon. The Spokane and Othello police departments assisted in the investigation. We are 10 days out from Thanksgiving. The TSA anticipates an all-time record number of travelers during the holiday period. The agency expects 2.9 million people to pass through the nation's airport security checkpoints on the Sunday following Thanksgiving. That would eclipse the current record of 2.8 million on June 30th of this year. AAA expects nearly 55.4 million people to travel the Wednesday before Thanksgiving to the Sunday after. That includes more than 49 million Americans hitting the road. Domestic airlines also expect a crush of travelers. The beer industry now navigating the impact of climate change. What's at risk for brewers as they consider different ingredients. And after a wet morning, we're drying out, but the mercury will plunge overnight with possible frost in some locations. Stacey Lee is tracking the First Alert forecast. But first, the road to recovery. A Pasco physical therapist shares his journey battling a brain tumor and how it's changed his outlook on other patients. That's next on Apple Valley News Now.
Whether you celebrate mistletoe magic in a Cadillac XT5, festive gatherings in a Cadillac XT4, or reinventing traditions in a Cadillac XT6, this holiday season, Cadillac is celebrating you.
Get 2.9% APR for 36 months plus $2,000 purchase allowance on a 2024 XT5 and XT6 when you finance through Cadillac Financial.
Honey, that was my brother. Can we bring him dinner tomorrow? He's been having a hard time since his accident.
Of course. I know it's been tough. There's so many costs that his insurance doesn't even cover.
I know. The ramp to his front door, transportation, meal preparation. What if something happens to one of us?
We should plan to sit down soon. We can look through the long-term care benefits that we're earning with WA Cares.
Find out how the WA Cares Fund can help.
For the first time, Cage Warriors Northwest MMA comes to Legends Casino Hotel Saturday, November 18th. See Yakima MMA's George Alcala and Richard Foster defend their home turf against Johnny Robles and Larry Gonzalez, plus up to 7 other bouts. Tickets start at just $40 and are available now at Ticketmaster.com or the Legends Gift Shop. Don't miss action-packed MMA, presented by Northwest Fight Promotions, only at Legends Casino Hotel Saturday, November 18th. Get your tickets now.
Only 2 more episodes of The Golden Bachelor. So get your friends and head to Twig's Bistro and Martini Bar Thursday night as Apple Valley News Now hosts the official Golden Bachelor watch party. Get awesome food and drinks and enter to win great prizes as competition for the first Golden Bachelor wraps up.
I'm Gary. I'm your first Golden Bachelor.
The official Golden Bachelor watch party Thursday night at Twig's Bistro and Martini Bar. From Twig's Bistro and Martini Bar, Active for Life, and Apple Valley News Now.
It's not what you park in your driveway that makes it home. At McCurley, we understand that. And that's why we go beyond the transaction to provide a complete ownership experience. Because it's the people, the experiences, and the memories awaiting you that make it home. And your vehicle is how you get there.
Find your way home in a new, used, or certified pre-owned vehicle from McCurley Subaru.
The nights are cooler, and many Yakima Valley residents still depend on wood-burning devices in their homes as their primary source of heat. New wood pellet stoves or electrical devices are much more efficient and are regulated to control emissions. They're cleaner burning and release fewer harmful air pollutants and carcinogens. Upgrade today with the help of Yakima Regional Clean Air Agency's Wood Stove Change-Out Program. With rebates up to $3,800, you could get a new device at little or no cost to you if you qualify. Call today.
Portions of Apple Valley News Now, sponsored by Lord's Health and Trios Health, making communities healthier.
Earlier this month, we brought you a story about brain tumor awareness and how to spot signs that something might be wrong. Now, most of the time, a brain tumor is ruled out, but that wasn't the case for Pasco physical therapist Kyle Bonin. A strange symptom led him down a long road from the initial diagnosis of a brain tumor to his continued rehabilitation.
From running marathons to relearning how to walk, Dr. Kyle Bonin's life was turned upside down by the diagnosis and treatment of a brain tumor.
Cancer's terrible because sometimes you can't prevent it.
In 2009, Bonin started experiencing double vision.
I had no idea what was going on, so we went to some doctors, eventually got an MRI. MRI showed that there was a brain tumor. Due to the location, we couldn't do anything about it. So we just watched it for several years.
Then the tumor started to grow and action needed to be taken. The tumor was removed, but the surgery damaged his brain.
So I went from running, I even worked out the morning before the surgery because I was nervous, they're going to cut my brain. So how do you de-stress? Exercise. And then, I woke up and I couldn't exercise, couldn't sit up, couldn't get to the toilet by myself afterwards.
Nearly 10 years later, he's still on a journey to recovery.
And I still have the double vision, so I can't catch anything. Someone throws me something, I can't see it, track it visually to catch it. My depth perception's bad, so like when I'm going downstairs or stepping off a curb, I go a little slower. I'm very self-conscious of it because we're all self-conscious of our own things.
Now he's helping others get on their feet as clinic director of Peak Physical Therapy in Pasco.
It gave me a lot of empathy for my patients because, they're coming to me at their lowest point in life. They're in pain, they're used to be so active and now they can't. You're not old. Not until you're at least triple-digit age are you old.
He works to keep his patients optimistic through humor.
Actually, sit back down, I'm sorry. Stand up.
And getting them moving again. His advice to anyone with suspicious symptoms:
you always want to get it checked out, see a health professional. Wanting things to go away and ignoring doesn't make it better.
According to Bonin, Peak Physical Therapy provides free screenings, which could help determine if you're simply in need of physical therapy or if there is a need to see a physician. A popular drug that helps people lose weight has some cardiac benefits. According to a new study, Wegovy reduced the risk of a heart attack, stroke, or heart-related death by 20% in cardiovascular disease patients. The trial also found those who used Wegovy for 2 years were less likely to develop diabetes, lost more than 9% body fat, reduced waist circumference, and improved their blood pressure. Those results released over the weekend at the American Heart Association conference. Eastern Washington remains a major home to hops grown for beer. Brewers also depend on other Northwest crops for brewing, but climate change has negatively impacted those products. The weather phenomenon is projected to cause declines in Europe's hop production within the next 30 years, according to a study in the journal Nature. It's also expected to impact barley crops. In fact, some U.S. growers say they've already seen the impact of extreme heat, drought, and unpredictable growing seasons. Winter barley planted in the fall instead of the spring has gained some traction, as have more drought-tolerant types of hops. A hop grower in Silverton, Oregon says it will try new varieties because the hops from Europe have been impacted. Winter barley also provides a new alternative ingredient for brewers.
For me, the benefits of growing winter barley is in my mind, is sort of a bridge of climate change, going from not understanding what that means to understanding that we need to be thinking about the future and what our weather and what our temperatures and what the amount of water that we have to do any supplemental irrigation is going to be.
Winter barley can also be grown as a cover crop and can be planted when fields are bare to help prevent soil erosion and keep it rich in carbon.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Stacy Lee.
And we're going to start off with our radar and satellite combined and show you that trough of low pressure. That's going to bring that next weather maker right there, mainly on the coast or in the ocean, but some of that could transiently slide on through into the Columbia Basin. But for the first part of our day, we'll see some sunshine in the area. Here's that weather pattern. That was today's system moving out. Here's that next system starting to move in from the coast and gradually making its way up towards the Columbia Basin, Tri-Cities. Most of those showers, though, should stay to the southern portion. There's a band of showers we're tracking on Futurecast tomorrow, 6 o'clock in the morning. Pretty small band going through, and again, that's a hit or miss. As we get into midnight and moving into our Wednesday, however, that's when we'll really start to see that next system move across the area. By 3 o'clock in the morning, you'll see those showers heading out the door. In the morning, it's going to be wet all through. Now, most of those showers will be staying to the south of Yakima, but sliding through the lower valley and into the Columbia Basin, foothills of the Blues. We're even tracking some snow showers for the Blues. A light dusting of snow at the upper elevations, just to be clear. 38 degrees right now. Dust Devil Sky Cam. Our humidity 92%. Our winds are light at 6. Those sunsets, they keep getting earlier. Now, good news temperature-wise through the area. We're going to stay right about average, just dipping slightly below the average heading towards the end of the week, and then moving back up to 49 by Monday of next week. Columbia Basin Tri-Cities sliding just under the average, but temperatures being pretty mild, although we will see on these cooler daytime highs, we'll see those overnight lows start to dip down below the freezing level, much like they are tonight. So we're seeing those chilly temps in the Yakima-Kittitas Valley. We're going to see widespread frost developing there after midnight tonight, a little bit above the freezing level in the Columbia Basin, and much warmer as you get to the foothills of the Blues with temperatures close to 40 degrees. For tomorrow, look for sunshine for most of the day. You'll see a stray shower, possibly Hermiston, Pendleton. We could see a little band of that come through early morning. Tri-Cities might not even see it if you're not up until after 6 in the morning. Rest of the day, you'll see mostly sunny skies until that system starts to move in overnight. Let's discuss our 7-day planning forecast. Again, look at that. We've got sunny skies, 50 degrees, not bad. 30, so a little bit warmer as we get into your Tuesday night. Wednesday staying warm, slight chance of rain, but those temperatures at night start to drop in Yakima again below the freezing level, looking like for the rest of the week. And potentially next week, we're talking about a big drop in the temperatures. We're looking at a chance of showers through the Columbia Basin on Wednesday. Those temperatures below the freezing levels. We move towards the weekend, warming up just slightly Saturday night, and then we'll have another chance of showers for you on Monday. Here's what Walla Walla's looking like. Again, bigger chance of showers closer to the foothills of the Blues. Do expect some snow showers in the upper elevation of the Blues, with those temperatures overnight in the freezing level, warming up briefly Saturday night, and then we're going to see a cool down as we start sliding into your Thanksgiving weekend. So that's what the weather's looking like here for the next couple of days. I've got more with your final look at your forecast. Jill?
Benton City's Faith Martin didn't get a rose. Our Stacy Lee sat down with Golden Bachelor Gary Turner to ask the questions viewers want answered. Her interview coming up on Apple Valley News Now. But first, here's tonight's Reason to Smile.
And your reason to smile is that beautiful fall color. Thanks to our friend Brett Parker for sending in that photo. Snap your photo and send it in to slee@applevalleynewsnow.com. Reason to Smile brought to you by West Richland Family Dental and Prime Dental of Pasco.
Twig's Bistro and Martini Bar. We're shaking things up.
Time for a new roof? Let Eminent Roofing replace it with a product so good you'll never have to replace it again. Our roofs come with the limited lifetime warranty. Never replace your roof again. And with the rain, snow, and wind comes roof damage. Don't wait till it's an emergency. Get your free roof assessment today. So if it's time for a new roof or siding, let Eminent Roofing replace it with our certified installers.
Because when it's all said and done, this is the sign you'll want in your yard.
However you do the holiday season, do more together in a new Chevy. Get 1.9% financing on all 2023 Silverado 1500 pickups, or get $2,000 total cash allowance on this Silverado. See your community Chevy dealers.
If you're injured on the job, you need an experienced workers' comp attorney.
Workers' compensation is complex. It has its own laws, doctors, courts, and judges.
For years as an assistant attorney general, I represented labor and industries. Now, I fight for injured workers.
If you were hurt at work, let us go to work to get you benefits.
Call 509-584-4411, Bothwell and Hamill.
Save now with Bi-Mart's latest membership-only savings book, out now and posted at bimart.com. Save $20 on an aroma roaster oven, now $49.99. Select Pepsi 12-packs or buy 2, get 1 free. Seattle's best ground coffee is just $49. And don't forget Bob's Red Mill flour. Our 5-pound bag is just $2.99. The savings continue with our latest savings book at Bi-Mart, your Northwest employee-owned membership store.
With the winter months approaching, it's that time of year to do what we can to provide the best holiday season to the little ones in our valley. From now to the end of the year, Pingree Ford will be collecting new and gently used coats for Kids, as well as new unwrapped toys for Tots. We're committed to the children in our community, and we hope you can join us in our mission. Come see us today and feel the power of Pingree.
The clock is ticking yet again for lawmakers on Capitol Hill to pass a bill to keep the federal government open. It will run out of money after midnight on Saturday. There's already opposition from fellow House Republicans to the plan put forward by new Speaker Mike Johnson. ABC's Liz Landers with what lawmakers are saying now.
There's another potential government shutdown looming in Washington, and new House Speaker Mike Johnson has just 5 days to strike a deal with the Senate and the White House, or there will be a shutdown. Johnson unveiled an unconventional two-step plan to fund the government. Under his proposal, 5 federal agencies, including Veterans Affairs, Housing, Energy, and more, would receive funding through January 19th. The Department of Defense and Homeland Security would get a longer runway with funding through February 2nd.
Trust us, we're working through the process in a way that I think the people will be proud of.
This slimmed-down bill leaves out aid for Israel and Ukraine and also doesn't include changes to immigration policy, a sticking point for some Republicans.
We can't sit back and do nothing. And talking to Prime Minister Netanyahu, they needed this yesterday, in his words. Ukraine needed it yesterday.
At least 5 Republicans have already said they won't vote for the proposal, meaning that Johnson will need House Democrats to back his measure for it to pass. While the proposed bill doesn't include all of their priorities, it is a, quote, clean continuing resolution that they should be able to support. The president, when asked by reporters if he would veto the current plan from Speaker Johnson, saying Monday,
I'm not going to make a judgment what I'd veto, what I'd sign. But let's wait and see what they come up with.
A shutdown could impact an estimated 3.5 million federal workers, 2 million of those in the military.
That was ABC's Liz Landers reporting. The timing of this potential shutdown could impact American safety and leisure ahead of the Thanksgiving holiday. Air traffic controllers and TSA agents could have to work the busy holiday without pay, and federally run museums and parks could close during one of the busiest times of the year. An Army service member who graduated from Gonzaga University in Spokane ranks among those killed Friday in a military helicopter crash in the eastern Mediterranean. 34-year-old Shane M. Barnes graduated from Gonzaga in 2011. He served as a chopper pilot and was assigned to Korea, but previously served in both Iraq and Afghanistan. Barnes and 4 other Army service members died when the chopper crashed during a refueling training mission. The Department of Defense identified the other service members killed as Stephen Dwyer of Clarksville, Tennessee, Tanner Groan of Gorham, New Hampshire, Andrew Southard of Apache Junction, Arizona, and Cade Wolf of Mankato, Minnesota. The U.S. Supreme Court said today in a statement that it will adopt a code of conduct. All 9 justices signed that statement. The new code is based on an existing code of conduct established for lower courts. According to the Supreme Court statement, it has been adapted to, quote, unique institutional setting of the Supreme Court, end quote. However, the justices didn't get specific on enforcement of the code of conduct, saying more is necessary. This comes amid pressure congressional Democrats who threaten to pass legislation that mandates ethics reform. Apple Valley News Now's Stacey Lee sat down with ABC's first ever Golden Bachelor, Gary Turner.
That's right. I asked all of the burning audience questions and questions about Benton City's own Faith Martin. Let's take a peek. How could you say you love so many women? What were you looking for?
That's a good question, and it's legit. In the moment with each of these women, I had built such a strong connection that I felt like fully that I was in love with them, that I loved them at that time. It's important to remember, though, that through the course of the journey, as it got towards the end, I finally found the clarity with those women to find the one that I couldn't live without. And in Faith's case, a perfect example, I still love her to pieces. We still talk, and she's talked to me. And I mean, she puts a smile on my face, as you can see. But I don't think she was the right one for me.
All right, here's from Robin. She says, what was the deciding factor that made you choose Teresa over Faith?
Teresa? I think the last answer probably is appropriate here as well. Okay. There's a sense of humor, a kindness that they both had. Of all the women in the house, probably those two were the most similar in their personalities, in their outlook on life, in their kindness. And so it was very difficult. It was very difficult.
And our local viewers here want to know, did you enjoy your visit to Eastern Washington?
Yeah, I loved it. It was beautiful. I loved the space. I really loved the time with Faith at her ranch, doing a little horseback riding and seeing how she lived and so forth. So yeah, it's beautiful there.
All right. Of course, I know you're going to get asked this question a lot. Do you think Faith should be the next Golden Bachelorette?
Oh, she would be such a wonderful candidate for that job. I can't really say my favorites. There's people a lot smarter than me that will be able to pick, who the best candidates are, but certainly Faith would be among them.
My husband wanted me to ask you, do you feel that you found true love through the journey on the show?
You tell your husband he asks really good questions. And yes, I do. I really believe I found my person, my right person.
That's great. All right. And the last question, my mother comes to the viewing party, Gary, and she said, if it doesn't work out, can we date? Call me. And that's just a joke. So she's in her 70s too. So it's been great, Gary. Go ahead.
I was going to say, if she's as beautiful as you are, I'll keep the option open.
Oh, wow. Quite the compliment from Gary for you.
He's a bit of a flirt.
A little bit of a flirt, yeah.
It was really nice talking to Gary today, and he filled in some questions that a lot of you wanted to know. And, I feel like he's very charismatic, so I see why he was chosen for the first Golden Bachelor.
Got a lot of insight there.
There we go.
Thank you for that, Stacey. And if you're interested in catching the entire interview, you can find it on our YouTube channel and on AppleValleyNewsNow.com.
Portions of Apple Valley News Now, sponsored by Lord's Health and Trios Health, making communities healthier.
It's Mattress Depot USA's November sales event.
Meaning no money down and no interest for up to 3 years on our best-selling mattresses.
Low prices every day. Mattress Depot USA.
There is a place where magic seems to hide around every corner, where cherished memories are born in twinkling snowflakes, where enchanting adventures await all who explore. Where is this real-life winter wonderland? Nestled by the lake is Coeur d'Alene's Holiday Light Show, an experience you will never forget. Discover Santa's all-new North Pole with holiday getaways starting at only $250.
Top Tree Service is committed to providing the best service and experience possible. From the first call to schedule your estimate, through our final after-service follow-up call ensuring complete satisfaction. Your trees are valuable assets, and we ensure our ISA-certified arborists will protect your investment. The health and safety of your trees are our top priority. Call today to schedule a free estimate and experience the Top Tree Service difference for yourself.
Did you know Ustria Health has 3 full-time board-certified orthopedic surgeons? Pain in your hands, knees, hips, or shoulders can reduce your quality of life. Orthopedic doctors repair bone, joint, ligament, and tendon injuries, which can relieve debilitating pain. Our surgeons treat tendonitis and carpal tunnel, repair broken bones and fractures, and replace painful, worn-out joints, putting you back in motion. Ustria Health, exceptional rural health care close to home.
Collective Soul, the 30th anniversary celebration, live in concert. January 18th, Legends Casino Hotel, Toppenish. An evening with Collective Soul. Buy tickets now at Ticketmaster and the Legends Casino gift shop. Come celebrate 30 years with Collective Soul. January 18th at Legends Casino Hotel, Toppenish.
That's right! At Spec Buick GMC, we love Black Friday deals, and that's why we're giving them to you all month long. Get your best deal on a new Sierra, a stylish Terrain, or any one of our 100 of pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. Many new vehicles are marked down with holiday bonus cash deals and have special low interest rates too. With no payments until February, great rates and Black Friday deals every day. Why wait? Spec Buick GMC, a family automotive tradition since 1912.
The nights are cooler, and many Yakima Valley residents still depend on wood-burning devices in their homes as their primary source of heat. New wood pellet stoves or electrical devices are much more efficient and are regulated to control emissions. They're cleaner burning and release fewer harmful air pollutants and carcinogens. Upgrade today with the help of Yakima Regional Clean Air Agency's Wood Stove Change-Out Program. With rebates up to $3,800, you could get a new device at little or no cost to you if you qualify. Call today.
Don't wait. Mattress Depot USA has Black Friday promotions all month long. Buy a Queen Memory Foam mattress starting at just $6.99 and get an adjustable base absolutely free.
Mattress Depot USA.
Welcome back. Something new for Dr. Pepper fans. The soda has a flavor called Dr. Pepper Hot Take. It's infused with spicy peppers. The limited edition drink is not available in stores and has a limited supply. It's available to Pepper Perks Reward members by logging on and playing a scratch and win for a chance to win prizes, which includes the new soda. You can also use program points to get one. Interesting soda flavor.
Make it stop with all the hot flamin' Cheetos and all this stuff.
I don't know. I don't know if I could do that. Maybe a little too spicy for me.
Right.
Let's take another look at weather.
One final look. Let's plan your day for tomorrow. Chilly out the door in Yakima, a little bit warmer in Walla Walla, Tri-Cities. Temperatures hit the mid-40s, close to 50, and then they just kind of sit there tomorrow. We'll see those chilly overnight lows again. Here's your 7-day outlook across the board. Chance of showers late Tuesday night into Wednesday. We should be dry heading into the weekend, but we will see some more showers start to return the first part of next week. And I am kind of tracking a possible cold front moving into the area for Thanksgiving weekend. So the takeaway here, Jill, I'm going to start reminding everyone to get ready for travel. I know a lot of folks will travel the mountain passes.
Yes.
And it could be cold. We could have icy roads. So we want to start planning ahead now for those long trips you're going to be taking in these winter months. So
everyone needing to be very careful, very cautious.
Get the car packed with all the supplies necessary.
There's so much to do, so much to think about when you're getting your car ready too.
That's right. So
yeah. Well, thank you so much for watching. You can always find the latest on our website, applevalleyNewsNow.com. We are back tonight at 11.